To Coffee and a Card. I'm so glad you've joined me here for a little midday paper crafting session. I'm Vicki Sewell, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'd love it if you'd like and follow me on Facebook at StampinChat30 or email me at stampinChat30@gmail.com. My September host code is BXAD4HCR. You can use my handy Shop Now button at the top of this page to order the Stampin' Up products that you like. Today I'm going to spotlight one of Stampin' Up's celebration sets that you can get for free when you place a $100 product order until the end of September 2021. This beautiful stamp set is called Delicate Dahlias, and it's a two-step stamp set, so quick and easy to use. Let me show you how. I'm going to use a thick white card base. I've already stamped a greeting on it. It's one of my favorite greetings. Unfortunately, this greeting retired in June, so just a heads up. If there's a stamp set that you admire, don't delay ordering it because Stampin' Up refreshes their products frequently. All right, first let's take a look at the stamp. The first stamp is the outline stamp, and the other one colors the image. They match up perfectly, so to save myself time, once I figured out how they align, I just picked a petal and put a dot there. So here's my little dot. And I put the matching dot right here on this stamp. I just did that with a black Sharpie marker. I'm going to ink up the outline stamp in Pacific Point ink and stamp it on my card with the black dot at the top. Isn't that clear and attractive? You can make a great card just by repeating that image over different parts of the card. But I want to show you the second step. It's a little hard from this distance to match it up, but I'm going to do my best there. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? It's a beautiful image, all colored in. Quick and easy. It looks like you worked a long time coloring that image. This is called a SIP card, made with stamps, ink, and paper. Now, if I want to add leaves, I first stamp the outline. And cut it out and make a mask. So that's what I did, just on some sticky paper. And I'm going to put that over, that mask over. I can reuse that mask over and over again. I'm going to stamp some leaves in soft succulent. Then I'll come back with the filled in image. This is the second step of the two-step process. And just line those up. Just clean those stamps off with your chamois. Clean those stamps off pretty quickly. Then you don't end up with ink on your other projects. And then we're going to take the mask off. And there's a beautiful card. Now I'd like to show you how to step up your cards. You can add just a few jewels. Stampin' Up! Has several jewels or gems, and you can just add a few of those to your card. I use my Take Your Pick tool. I'll just place one up here. Beautiful card in no time. All right, so let's look at some ways to step up these cards. On this card, I just cut out a scalloped rectangle using the dies from the Color and Contour bundle. Here's that bundle. It's on page 98 of the 2021-22 annual catalog. These are the most versatile set of dies. I stamped the Dahlia in Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape inks. I stamped the greeting, "Thank you kindly," from the Dahlia set, attached this to some Highland Heather cardstock, and added some pastel pearls for accent. For the next card, I stamped the image in Memento Black ink and colored the Dahlia with light and dark Stampin' Blend. I also added a layer of matching pattern paper behind the rectangle so it would just peek out behind the scallops. I also added a little wink of Stella in the center. You're catching a little glitter there, a little glimpse of that. On the next card, I used the same layout, but I embossed the flower outline with embossing powder. I'm not sure if you can see that, maybe a little closer. And then I colored the flower with 3 different colors of ink and a watercolor painter. One of my team members, Dottie, gave me the idea of weaving ribbon through the scallops. On her card, she actually wove it all around the card, and it was lovely. This is Stampin' Up's Open Weave Ribbon, which comes in several colors, and you can find it on page 139 of the annual catalog. I took the orange and yellow ribbons and cut them in half with scissors, and then I combined the 4 pieces to make this bright ribbon. I'm going to show you one more card, and then I'll demonstrate this technique of embossing and coloring the Dahlia with a water painter and ink. This last card is for my avid crafters. I stamped the Dahlia twice and cut the first one out with scissors. Then I cut just the middle part out of the second one that I stamped and layered it on top of the first layer with Stampin' Dimensionals. You can kind of see there, maybe if I turn the card, how there's that first layer and then a second layer. I stamped and cut out the leaves also. I ran a piece of soft succulent cardstock. It's cut 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches through the cut and emboss machine with the stitched greenery die. You can find this die on page 165 of the annual catalog. It's easy to overlook this gem, but it's great for adding a beautiful background to your floral cards. I'll bring it a little closer so you can see that background. I attached the stitched greenery piece and the flower layers to the card with dimensionals. To top it off the card, I cut a few leaves from another bundle out of vellum and added some in-color gems to the center and some genial gems sprinkled around. You can find these embellishments on pages 142 and 143 of the annual catalog. Then I stamped a greeting from the Celebration Host set called In Your Words. This set is a celebration gift when you host a $300 party. I cut around the outline with scissors and attached it with dimensionals. On the inside, I stamped another dahlia and another greeting from that host set In Your Words. Now, let's go back to this card, and I'll show you the water painter and ink technique. First, you need to emboss the flower outline. I'm going to use Versamark ink. And white embossing powder. So I'll stamp up the outline. Move this over a little bit. With the Versamark ink. Oh, I got a little blue on there. I didn't clean it off good enough. I think it'll be all right though, since we're going to color it with blue. And I'll sprinkle the white embossing powder over it. I'll tap it off. Now I'm going to bring in the heat tool and emboss this image. You can't see it yet, but it should show up in just a minute. Okay, so there's the image embossed in white. Next, I'm going to take my ink refill bottles, and I've chosen 3 colors, a light, a dark, and a medium. Coastal Cabana is going to be my lightest color. I'll just add a drop to the block. Bermuda Bay is going to be my medium color. And Pretty Peacock is going to be my dark color. You could also use Pool Party, Coastal Cabana, and Bermuda Bay. This is a water painter, which you can find on page 129 of the annual catalog. Once you've embossed your image, this is such a fun and easy technique. First, I'm going to just kind of squeeze a little bit. This is filled with water, and I'm just going to get some water all over the image. Just kind of dampen it ahead of time a little bit. This is easy because the embossing helps keep the watercolors in the lines for you. Next, I'm going to dip my brush in some of the darkest color, and I'm going to start in the middle. Just kind of getting those petals right there in the middle. Oh, I love it. I love how that turns out. When you're finished, just kind of dab around on your paper until it comes out clear. And here's a little closer look at it. This is such a fun technique, and it really makes you feel like an artist. I hope you'll try it sometime soon. Now, to finish this card off, we'll just add it to a Bermuda Bay card base. I will probably add some ribbon to the bottom. It takes a few minutes for that to dry. So I have some, I probably won't do it on camera, but I would just add some ribbon here. I've got a little bow tied. It's kind of gotten messy, but we can add that. And isn't that going to be gorgeous when it dries? Remember that you'll get a chance to win one of these cards when you share this video. Leave a comment below to let me know that you've shared, and maybe I'll send this card to you in the mail. The products I've used are available from my online store unless they're in the clearance or retiring sale, and those are only available while supplies last. All you have to do is click on the Shop Now link above, and if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be yours. If you live in the Chattanooga or Cleveland area, I hold in-person classes on the first Tuesday of the month. Contact me at stamp.n.chat30@gmail.com to pre-register for those. Thank you for joining me for Coffee and a Card today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to ink it up and send a blessing to someone today. Bye.